It is day number 19 of 20 minutes of vlogging every day, 365 days. No edits.
Why are you tapping a rock?
No filters. Just whatever happens, happens. Like I'm really tapping this rock here. You making music with that thing? Yeah. Everly and Alex right now are looking at different Yodo cards to possibly get. And if you don't know what the Yodo is, it's this little thing right here. And it's a great travel companion for Everly. It gets her off of the television and onto listening to something. You have music, you have podcasts, you have all these different things that you could add to it that are actually free. But you could also buy cards that you could load up via the internet onto it from your phone. And it's pretty dang cool.
I'm wondering about like joining their club because I believe it's kind of like Audible where you get like a credit every month.
And you can buy a new card type of thing.
Yeah.
What happens if you cancel that?
Well, nothing. And that's what I did at Christmas is that I joined the club and then I got like 2 free cards or whatever.
Nice.
And then I just immediately canceled it. I'm pretty like thrifty that way.
I like that.
Yeah.
We actually just went out to lunch today, which Alex is going to make, dinner tonight. Alex is going to make a reel on it, which is going to be fun. It is Portugal's best fast food restaurant or most popular fast food restaurant in all of Portugal. So for Portuguese people, you go to this place right here, which is like a supermarket. Pingo Doce. And so Pingo Doce is a supermarket that happens to have what they call a fast food restaurant inside of it. And it is fast because everything's like pre-made, but it's kind of interesting because the hours, there's like a lunchtime access to it and then a dinner time access to it. And that's it. So maybe it's like from noon to like 3, it's open and then it closes. And then from 6 o'clock at night to like almost midnight, I guess, it's open.
That's every restaurant.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's a pretty cool thing about Europe, I feel like.
Every restaurant is like that. But a lot of restaurants in Portugal are like that, where they have a lunch service and then a dinner service. So sometimes there's this like big gap between 3 and 7 p.m. where it's like, what are we going to eat?
Mm-hmm. And I did mean to pull out the camera and vlog there, but it was kind of crazy. Everybody was yelling. And it wasn't that I didn't want to do the vlog while she was yelling, but it was more the fact that I forgot to grab the camera. I forgot that I had it in the bag. And it was just going to be like an experience out at the supermarket with us. And the reason why we actually stopped at the supermarket is because Everly didn't want to go home. She really just wanted to stay out. And so she's like, let's go to the supermarket and get something. And of course we did. And it gave her an opportunity to just like be out and about and do a little bit more stuff without having to come directly home. We were at the park, but it started raining. And for like the next 3 or 4 days, I think it's supposed to rain almost every day. We have been really fortunate that it's been beautiful and sunny out, but this is what it looks like outside right now. And it is a very light drizzle. It's going to be off and on for a bit here. But tomorrow's going to be like the big rain day. So I don't know what we're going to do. We're supposed to go see a castle, a monastery, a church? A monastery. So like a church, right? Yeah. Yeah, so we're supposed to go to a monastery. And I think I will still do that. And maybe I'll do a vlog around or near the monastery. I don't know how appropriate it is to talk inside the monastery for 20 minutes straight.
I want toy.
What toy?
Sorry, I'm trying to sign up.
What toy, Everly?
I want toy.
It's bedtime. She's in her pajamas, looking really cute. Can I see your pajamas, Everly? What do you got on there? Elsa, Anna, and Olaf? Very nice. That's probably her favorite though, Frozen. She loves Frozen. Everything she wears is basically an Elsa dress, but it seems as if she's like kind of getting over the Elsa dress lately, which is so weird because she's been so into it for a while now. But yeah, we're looking forward to the next, pretty much we have 2 weeks left in Portugal. I think it's a little bit more than 2 weeks left in Portugal. we're looking forward to traveling again and like going to see some of the coast. And then in those days, you guys are going to see like everyday life in the sense of like traveling in a van. And I think that's going to be a really cool experience, is to get that travel in the van and see what that's like. Because we've never traveled in Portugal in the van, but it seems like it could be potentially pretty easy, like in the general sense of like there's a lot of parking spots and whatnot. Yeah. Mr. and Mrs. Adventure, Brittany and Drew have actually sent us a couple of spots. They went scouting kind of around the area where they live. And they were like, oh, here's a couple of spots that we found. They went on a big bike ride. And yeah, they found a few spots that we could kind of hang out with. I think they're kind of like cliffside near a beach. That should be really, really beautiful and a lot of fun to go hang out at those spots. And I can't wait to see Brittany and Drew. Super cool people. And yeah, we haven't seen them in many years. Last time we saw them, I think it was 2020, and we were in Oregon is when we had our first van. And we went on a hike. I think it was called Deer Trail. Alex, do you remember the name of that trail?
Deer Ridge Trail.
Deer Ridge Trail. And it was in Oregon, and it was like super smoky out because there was a bunch of fires at the time. And they were actually talking about potentially going to Portugal and moving to Portugal. They didn't have the house yet. They, had the idea, something that they might want to do was like renovate or buy a house in Portugal and travel around the area. And everything came to fruition. So even back then they were thinking about Portugal. And it's interesting because they were kind of like starting to get out of van life in a sense. They still do it, but like not to the degree that they did it back then. And it's cool to see the life cycle happen and how people change out of that experience and move on to something else. And I love what they're doing. I think it's beautiful. And maybe one day down the road, we might do something like that too and be in Europe, live in Europe for a little while. Who's to say? Everly, would you want to move to Europe? Do you want to move out of Canada and move to Europe? Yeah? Do you think Grandma and Poppy would miss you though? Yeah. So should we stay there for a while? Yeah. Okay. I think we'll stay there for a while.
Hey, I got a referral link. If you want to get Yodo player or Yodo cards, let me know. Because if I give 20, I get 20.
Where's the referral link?
I don't know. I got to like click it.
Click that. We can put it in the description.
This is not an ad, but I did just spend more money than I wanted to. I feel like things in Europe tend to be less expensive. Like the dinner that we had tonight, 2 ginormo plates of
They're
food.
huge.
$11, euros, whatever. 2 storybook cards, $30.
Is that Canadian though?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Canadian. That's basically like 10 euros.
Oh,
The Canadian dollar is just rough right now. It's going through a rough patch, It's not the strongest currency out there. But then again, when you live in Canada and you work in Canada, you might make pretty good money. So that 30 might not seem like a lot. You might make 30 an hour there. Alex, what's the hourly wage throughout the country? Do you know?
In Canada?
Yeah.
$15 to $20 an hour?
Yeah, so $20 an hour, that's pretty great. Where in a lot of other countries, $20 an hour would be like, whew, please, So they have a pretty fair wage there, considering. But life is getting expensive nowadays. So being in Europe and seeing the prices and what everything looks like for us has felt pretty good. It hasn't felt expensive. And I think one of the things that makes it feel less expensive is the fact that we're doing the trusted house sitters and we're staying in somebody else's property. And yeah, there's the pigs and the dogs and everything to feed and take care of. But if that takes 2 total hours out of our day, I would be surprised. So the accommodations for what we're getting, I think is wonderful. And it helps us really make this affordable. So I love that we get to travel around Europe and it's affordable with trusted house sitters. I think that we'll be using this setup for quite some time, at least over the next couple of years. And I like what one of the commenters said. They said, just say it's 20 countries total. And that way it's no confusion. And then we could always hold on to the countries that Everly's already been to. Did you hear that, Alex?
20 countries total.
Yeah, somebody said 20 countries by the time she's 5. And I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, rather than 10.
10, but she's been to...
Including blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's complicated. I like
Yeah.
that. Thank you for that.
So
suggestion.
20 and 5, thank you so much for that suggestion. I'll have to get to a comment of the day. What the plan for this channel is to get it monetized. So that way, any donations that come from a super thanks, super chat, anything like that is going to go directly to charity. Every month we choose the charity. There's been a few more donations to the charity, so thank you guys so much for that. The charity that we chose this month is No Kid Hungry. And No Kid Hungry is a charity where it feeds kids in America and it gets them the food that they need, whether they're at school or at home or whatever it is. They get the food that they need. And to not be a hungry kid is the biggest blessing in the world. So if we could help feed kids, I'm all for it. Thank you guys so much for your donations. I'll drop the comment in the on the top comment. I'm going to pin the charity as well as in the description. If you guys could please donate. We're over 50% of our goal, and I think that's incredible. So thank you guys so much for donating. I donated $50 myself because I wanted to give back to that company. And the next one, I'm also going to donate. So every single month we do a new one, I'm going to also donate as well. So I could get the ball rolling for everybody else. So thank you guys so much. There's been about 1,000 views per video. So if everybody donates $1 a month, we're going to hit our goal of $1,000 to each charity over the 12
Hey,
months.
do you want to show everybody your cool new pony?
Whoa, look how cute it looks.
Everybody likes 2
Let me
ponies.
see. Turn. Oh, very nice.
Yeah, it's very cute.
You have a purple one and a yellow one.
The other thing I was going to say is that Frank just decided that we're going to share these 20-minute videos on Spotify too.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
Yeah, and with sharing them on Spotify, potentially gets us more charity donations, and that's what we're looking for, to get as much money donated to charity as possible. So yeah, I think it's going to be pretty cool to get something out there for the people that listen to the podcast, because I don't think most people that listen to the podcast, I don't think that they actually watch the channel. So I could be wrong, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to blend this over to the podcast. And then every once in a while, when we have the time, we'll be able to do like a larger episode where we do the podcast. It's just a little bit hard to do like the hour episode when we're traveling with Everly. When she's going to daycare 2 times a week, when we're back in Canada, it makes it a lot easier for us to be able to at least get one podcast done, during that week, because we have so many other things that we're trying to juggle and balance and stay up on. We are very, very busy people, and we work extremely hard on all the content that we make. And there's always things going on in the background too, whether we're building the like homestead, like trailer area out where we want to live, like as our full-time home, meaning like we'll probably live there for 3 months of the year and travel for the rest, but it will be our full-time like address and house.
I'm excited for that this summer.
Me too. And I know it's going to be a difficult thing to do because I'm going to be also battling through a surgery. And so having that surgery and that the homestead to try to make happen, we're definitely going to be calling out for help to people. And like, we're going to be paying for help a lot of the time
I
too.
tried to hire somebody recently.
I know, they never wrote back. I saw that.
He was like, call me. And I was like, what's your phone number?
And he never wrote back.
And then I was like, what's your phone number?
Yeah, I saw
And
it.
he never wrote back.
And that's the thing. Like, maybe it's because it's Easter.
That was like 2 weeks ago.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He just ghosted me. I don't think he wanted the job.
You know,
And that's,
it's
fair.
Sometimes it's a difficult ask to do like what we need,
Well, and so what we need is that we need somebody to replace, we have a leak in the trailer and we got to get it fixed. And Frank is, as soon as we get home, is going to have his knee surgery.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, when is he going to have time to do this? Blah, blah, blah. So let me just throw some money at the problem.
Yeah.
Which is, we're blessed that we have some money to throw at some problems, because if you have some money, usually you can solve some problems.
Well, and sometimes it's like paying the money to get something done is worth it in certain cases if you're not getting any value yourself out of it.
Mhm.
You know, like we will get value out of like the fact that there'll be no more leak in the home. But if we have that time to work on something else that's going to make us money, then we'll work on that something else and pay somebody else to do it.
My big thing is that you're going to be hurt.
Hurt. I know. That's my point.
And not that I can't do it. Let's be real. I'm not going to get out there and do it.
Alex, you could do it, babe.
I'm sure that I could do it,
You could do it.
but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I don't have any of the skills or whatever.
I'll tell you what though, if we can't hire anybody within that first month of like healing and stuff, as long as we could like tarp it off and whatever, I could pull it apart and like get things going. I will hire my friend Nate to come out and help me.
Nate is amazing,
Mhm.
but Nate's a helper.
Yes, correct.
Nate's not a project lead.
No. I
Nate
could-
said, whatever you need, I'm here.
Yeah, and I would have to tell him everything to do, which is fine.
Yeah.
I could do that and he'll do the work with me.
Right.
But like also at the same time, what it is that we're trying to fix, I've never done before.
Right.
So it is a interesting
That's why I was like,
You know,
let's hire
new-
a guy who does RV repairs.
bingo.
Yeah.
And we have yet to find that.
Yeah. Also few and far between. Like it's not like we live in some like major metropolis area where there's tons of people.
Mhm.
Like it's actually hard to find handy people who are like available to work.
Well, I think the biggest thing, like you said there, Alex, is finding people who are available to work.
Yeah.
Like that to me is probably one of the hardest things.
Yeah.
Is getting people that have either availability or people that will show up.
Yeah.
Because like I think we struggle with getting people that show up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that.
Now I'm Googling mobile RV repair.
Oh, you're already on it?
Yeah. I'm like, my wheels are turning.
Alex, the moment that like her wheels are turning about something, she's the type that like gets on it and tries to get it done. And I love and respect her for that because she's the hardest working planning person I know. And just always, all the time, if we have something that we're struggling with or we need to get done, she's on it. That's why she's the planner and I'm the one who feeds the pigs. And I'm the one who feeds the chickens and the dogs. Have you guys seen that reel? It's funny because I do all those things. And I was saying to Alex, it's going to make it look like she does nothing, but that's not true. She does. Sometimes I feel like she does way more stuff than me. Other times I feel like we do the same amount. But it's either she does way more stuff than me or we do the same amount. It's never I do more than her.
Mommy.
No?
I'm not going to disagree with you, Frank.
Do you ever feel like that I'm doing way more than you?
What's this sound?
Sure. Like when you're building.
What's that
Yeah.
sound?
Yeah.
That's fair.
What's that sound?
So there's that. Like we both take care of our daughter. We both are there for each other. We're both, part of all the different situations. So yeah,
This is
I'm going to read a comment of the day, but we got to find one here. Is there anything that you guys want to hear? I know there was,
find this one.
yeah, I know there was one comment out there that said they wanted to see what we're doing like when we're traveling, but a lot of the days lately, this is what we've been doing.
Well, because we're at this house.
Yeah, and the other thing is like going to the beach and vlogging is really difficult here because it's so windy that if I just had like a really windy vlog, it would sound terrible. And so that's one of the hard parts. It would have to be like kind of perfect conditions for me to be able to do a vlog at the beach. Okay. I like this one a lot. I come from a family of 5. At one point, my mother had 3 in diapers at the same time. And when only cloth diapers were available and husbands were less than helpful. Personally, I think you guys are doing a great job parenting. Imagine, Alex, if I was a parent that did nothing.
No. I mean, that's
wait,
how
let
it
me-
used to be.
Alex, let me say that again. Imagine if I was like one of the older parents that did nothing.
Yeah. I think millennial dads are really stepping it up in terms of dadness.
Are we stepping it up or are we doing what we should have always been doing?
But like, it's generational, right? Like,
Yeah.
it used to just be common that men didn't. It used to just be not even 100 years ago. women didn't have jobs outside of the home.
Well, and I do understand if that was the case. Like the woman had no job outside of the home or no job in general except for watching and taking care of the
But
kids.
even now, stay-at-home moms expect a certain level of health.
I still think that it's your kid, so you want to engrave in them, you know, your personality traits potentially that, or like morality that you know you can help them out in so many different ways of thinking. And yeah, so I think that if I was a dad back then, I would still be super helpful. I feel like I would try to be. And I get it that when you get home from work, you're extremely tired, and our job today isn't as physically demanding as what it might have been back then. But yeah, you tell me what you guys think in the comments below. That's been our 20 minutes. See you tomorrow.